Hello everyone, back with another video. So in this video I'm gonna be going over math functions in Roblox Studio. So yeah, let's get started. So the first two, they're not considered functions, but they are considered properties of the math class. So math.py. So pi is the little piece that's left of a circle that's like quite not there. So it's the 3.14, and how it's calculated is the circumference divided by the diameter. So if we were to print math.py, it would return to us 3.14 and a bunch of numbers. So yeah, like that. Right? So math.huge is the maximum value, and so basically infinite. So if we print math.huge, it would print infinite because it's so big, right? So on to functions. So the first function is abs. So it takes in a number and it returns us a number, right? And so what absolute value is, it's the distance away from 0. So if we were to print -10, math.abs, -10, it would return to us 10 because it's 10 away from 0, right? Even if we were to change this number to a positive 10, it would still return to us 10 because 10 is 10 away from 0, right? If we were to do a decimal number, 3.59, it wouldn't matter. It would still be 3.59 away from 0, right? So yeah. So math.ceil takes in a number, returns us a number, but it rounds up, right? So if we were to print math.ceil, so let's do 10.2352. So in rounding rules, you always look at the number after the decimal point. If it's a 5 or greater, you round up. If it's a 4 and less, you round down. But it does not matter with ceil because it always rounds up. So if we were to print this, it would return to us 11. Just like that. And so the opposite of that would be math.floor. It takes in a number, it returns us a number, but it rounds down. So print math.floor. So 10.9999 returns to us 10. Just like that. So the number after the decimal point would not matter at all, right? So our next function is math.max. It takes in a number and it takes in 3 dots and a number. So what these 3 dots mean is, it means however many you want. So it can be like 10, 20, just however many you want, but it always has to be a number. So if we were to print math.max and did like 10, 40, 32, 29, 51, it would print 51 because out of all these numbers here, 51 is the largest. So yeah, 51. And so the opposite of that is math.min. So same thing, math.min, same thing, but instead we are being returned the minimum value. So 92. Okay. So it would return to us 10 because 10 is the smallest number out of all these numbers, right? So 10, yeah. Okay, math.rad. It takes a number, returns to us a number, but when you put in a number, it's in degrees, and then it returns to us in radians. And so, if you don't know what radians are another way of measuring angles. And each radian is 57.3 degrees. So if we were to print math.rad, and we did 90 degrees, actually, let's print, let's do 90 divided by 57.3, because each radian is 57.3 degrees, right? So if we were to print, if we were to run, both the numbers would be the same. And yeah, well, they're sort of off, but that's like, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, so if we do, so degrees, it takes a number, returns us a number, but this time it inputs a radian and returns to us in degrees. So print math.degrees, and let's do like 3 radians, right? Let's do this as an example as well. So 3 times 57.3, and it should be the same. So yeah, these numbers are slightly off, but it really doesn't matter because it comes like way after the decimal point. So it's just a slight change. So yeah. Our next function is math.random. It takes a minimum value and a maximum value, and it returns to us whatever in between those two numbers, right? So let's do this real quick. So math.random. Let's do 5 to 20. And let's see what I get. We get 12. Let's do it again. And this time we get 18. Let's do it one more time. And we get 7. Okay. But what if we were to put no number at the start? So if there is no number at the start, well, if there's no two numbers, Roblox automatically detects that the value, the first number of the value, is defaulted to 1. So it would be, if I just did 10, this would be 1 to 10, right? So if I ran it, I got 6. Let's do it again. 3. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So our next function is math.round. So round is takes a number, returns us a number, and it rounds away from 0. So this is where the normal rounding is. This is where you look at decimal points. So let's do 10, 4, 3, 2, and this would round to 10, right? Yeah, so you guys, when you round 5 and up, you round up. 4 and less, you round down. We would change this to a 5. It would return to us 11. Right? Basic rounding rules. So our next function is math.square root. Actually, let's do power first. This would make more sense. So power, I'm sure you've heard of it. So math.pow, it takes in a number, and it takes another number, and it returns to us a number. Interesting. So the first number is going to be our base. The second number is going to be our exponent, and it will return to us the calculations. So if we did 10 and 2, 10 times 10 is 100, right? Because 10 to 10 squared is just 100, right? If we did 3, this would be 1,000, because 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000, right? We're going to print it 1,000. Same with all the other numbers. 6 times 6 to the power of 2. This will return to us 36. Because 6 times 6 is 36. Right? Now let's say we want to switch it back. That's when we use square root, right? So math.square root, and what square root is, it's basically POW, but it only does numbers that are powered by 2. So like 36, it would return to us 6, because 6 times 6 is 36. If you square root it, it's 6, right? Another number would be 81, because 9 times 9, 81. Square root it, returns to us 9. We could do this with a variable actually. So let's do local mynum. Let's use math.random. So let's do from 2 to 10, and whatever number we get. So let's do local powered equals math.pow mynum 2, right? And then we used it. Let's print powered first, and then let's print math dot square root and powered, right? So what this is, so we're getting a variable, we're making a variable, we're declaring it, we're initializing it, we're using math.random, we're getting a random number from 2 and 10, and whatever number we get in between those numbers, we're going to use it for this down here. We're going to use math.pow, whatever number we get from 2 and 10, we're going to square it, and it's going to be set back to here, and then we're going to print powered, and then we're going to print math.square root, so it changes back to powered, right? No, it would change back to mynum. So, see it? Okay, let's print mynum, so we know what's going on. So our random number was 5, it got squared, and it turned 25, and then it got square rooted back to 5, right? Let's do it again. And so this time we got 2. Okay, this one's lame. Let's do a bigger range, so 25. Okay, we already did that. What? Give me a different number. Let's do 10. So we got 13. 13 squared is 169. Square root it, it's back to 13. So, I'm gonna do it again. Get a bigger number. No, I want a bigger number. Let's do that. Let's see if we get a big number. Okay, what? Why is it giving me easy numbers? Okay, 24. 24 squared 576 square root back, it's 24 again. And yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, that's basically it for math functions. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.